guys, welcome on back to Aloe's Greenhouse. For today's video, I'm going to be talking about Dancing with the Stars again. Do any of you who have been fans of Dancing with the Stars for a long time sit and find yourselves thinking, I miss the old Dancing with the Stars. I miss how things used to be. Well, that's what I'm going to be talking about in today's video. If you enjoy, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe so you don't miss any of my future videos. I upload on the 8th, the 18th, and the 28th of every month. Be sure to hit the bell icon so you get notifications every time I post a video. And without further ado, let's get straight on into it. Things I wish Dancing with the Stars still did. Today I have a list compiled of all of the things that I wish Dancing with the Stars still did. The first thing I want to talk about is the kind of like challenge run kind of aspect of Dancing with the Stars, to put it in gamer terms at least. What I mean by challenge runs are things like the trio round, the switch up, the team dances, the dance off, things that really challenge a celebrity's ability to learn how to be a ballroom dancer and make these changes and see how versatile their skills become over the course of the 10 weeks that they can potentially be on the show for. I generally miss the fact that they only had themes on the show for like about a third of the season. The rest of it was solely dance focused, with challenges such as the trio round, the switch up, and the 24-hour fusion challenge at the end of the season. You see the progression more of celebrities learning how to dance. You see how far they can push their limits. And the deep personal journey that people go through isn't diminished by really surface level and trending themes like Taylor Swift night, TikTok night, or Wicked night, for example. It was really fun to see these sort of challenge run type routines in the second third of the season, like weeks 5 through 8. And then it would just be back to the celebrity and their partner around the time of the semifinals, and they can take everything that they've learned from those previous weeks, making all these accommodations, learning how to fuse styles together, dance with other people. It was just really interesting to see the versatility within the dance competition. I wish they still did more of those kinds of nights now and not just like themes like every single week. More on that though, there are some themes that I do miss from the past that I wish they would bring back. Most memorable year, especially, that was always my favorite night every single season back like 10 years ago. I'm glad that they're doing dedication dances this season because that feels like the next best thing or a very close enough. I feel like there used to only really be a few themes that showed up every season. Like there would be Disney night every year and then they would pick like a few other like random ones throughout the season, like the Celebrity's Choice was always one I wished we could see more. I would love for them to do something like Most Memorable Year for the pros. Like they do a 2-night special where it's for the celebrity on the first night and then the pro on the second night, because the pros are a lot of the reason why I personally watch the show. I know that's not what draws a lot of people to the show, but I think with the show increasing in popularity, a lot more people are starting to pick their favorite pros and commit to them every single year. I would love to learn more about them and their journeys, experiences on Dancing with the Stars, especially with pros that have been around for a really long time, like Val and Emma, for example. With the themes that they also do nowadays, they're also super duper niche, which in turn makes it so that every other couple is doing the same dance style. Week 1 this year, everybody had tango. Disney night this year, everyone had quick step. Like, there's not enough variety in the amount of dance styles that are performed on the show nowadays. Something else that I really miss from the older seasons of Dancing with the Stars is the production value, I guess. I think the production value is very high now, but I think they just used their assets a little bit differently back then. They always had such cool sets for all the routines. They had so many set pieces and like these big, really, really cool designs for these routines, and the pros did such a good job of using the space with all of those things in mind. There were a lot of times where they would even like have these mini stages, and sometimes even they would allow audience members to come stand on the ballroom floor. A lot of the criticism that I've seen a lot of the pros from today get is that they aren't using the space adequately and not traveling enough. staying in one place for the whole routine. Personally, I don't see an issue with that so long as like it's evident that the star is growing within the style and using what they're given to extend and send their energy out further, if that makes sense. But they used to like build these like temporary mini stages and only have the routines based on that little setting. The biggest example I can think of is Riker and Allison's Argentine Tango with Julianne Hough in season 20. The circular stage in that routine is so freaking cool, with all of the lights and lasers and the smoke machines. The fact that the rest of the ballroom was like barely visible for the viewer on camera. I think the way that the productions of all of these sets were made back in the day made the show so much more memorable and really set the scene a lot better for certain routines. I think that they've been doing a much better job with that this year than they have in the past, but this is something that I have been thinking about a lot since approximately COVID times. But I'm starting to notice them like using bigger props and like set design elements again. So that's been making me really happy to see being brought back a little bit more. Another thing that makes a dance memorable though is obviously the choreography. It's not bad today. The pros are all doing a fantastic job this season with their celebrities. They're all putting their hearts onto the dance floor every single week, and we know how talented these people are. My problem with the way the choreography is in 2025 is that the dances are influenced by TikTok a lot more. Again, this is not something that I hold against the show or any of the pros, choreographers, whatever, because that's just simply allowing the show to evolve, grow, and develop with the rest of pop culture, which is very important for the show's growth in general. But something that I really miss about Dancing with the Stars is the type of innovation with the choreography outside of the ballroom being drawn from different places and not TikTok. I think what really drew inspiration around the time I started watching the show were jazz and contemporary choreographers who are really famous at the time, like Travis Wall, for example, and other really famous performers on So You Think You Could Dance and World of Dance and stuff like that. Something that's really good about TikTok dancing, though, is how accessible it is. It's meant to be doable for anybody. It's meant to be accessible. It's meant to be trendy. It's meant to be popular. But what I fear with it is that it oversimplifies a lot of the choreography and not dumbs it down, but like makes it less exciting for me to watch. It definitely could also take away from the dancer's journey learning how to be a ballroom dancer on the show. That's really the whole point of this video. I remember seeing a few days ago, the lovely Kristen Burt posted this TikTok describing how the celebrity's job and impact on the show is divided into three. It's a third of the dancing, a third of like social media and marketing, and then like a third of their personality. I miss the way it was when it wasn't like that. When I was watching the show growing up, it felt like it was like 50% dancing, 40% personality, and 10% other. And the other things weren't just social media. I just wish Dancing with the Stars would go back to being more of a dance competition. Another thing that I actually don't miss about Dancing with the Stars is when they had spring seasons. I think it worked really, really well back in the day. Season 26 was Dancing with the Stars athletes, and then they never did a spring show again. A lot of people I can agree with miss having Dancing with the Stars twice a year because, you know, we all like that show. We want to see more of it. Personally, I'm really glad that they are cutting it back, or have cut it back, I should say, to once a year, especially with the way that the show is now. I think it's better served quality over quantity. I think if they did 2 seasons every single year, it wouldn't be as good as it is with just doing 1 per year. And then this way they can also extend the tour and spread it out, and also tour when it's not the dead middle of winter. Something I will never understand is why they choose to come to the Northeast and the Midwest in the absolute most unbearable freezing cold months of the year. If they're still gonna be on tour in April and May, why don't they like start in like Florida in the South and like California and then make their way east so that it's not like absolutely freezing, snowing, unbearable outside when the Northeastern and Midwestern fans get to go see their shows. Anyways, the rest of the things that I have to bring up about what I miss on Dancing with the Stars are little things, like I miss the pros who used to be on the show. I miss Sharna Burgess. I miss Allison Holker. I miss her so much. She was one of my favorite pros to ever go on the show, and she only did 3 seasons, and I'd love to see her come back one day. I always get so emotional and so excited when I see her in the audience, because I'm like, oh, you're like one step closer back to the ballroom floor. But no. And I understand why, especially now. Her season with Riker is probably one of my favorite partnerships of all time. I also really miss old troupe members, especially the ones that didn't get to be pros eventually, like Brittany Cherry especially, and Haley Erbert as well, but luckily we still get to see Haley on the show sometimes. I miss seeing Haley every single week in the troupe, or even as a pro. I'm so sad we didn't get to see Haley Erbert as a pro on the show. Like, it actually pains me. Same with Brittany Cherry. Oh my god. I miss them. They were so good. Another more recent troupe member who I miss is Alexis War. I think it's really, really amazing that she's being a pro out in the UK version of the show on Strictly Come Dancing. But we could have had her doing that here. We could have had Alexis War as a pro here, and we don't. I would love to see her as a pro here. Hopefully one day. I also really miss Kyo Matsepe. He was one of the sweetest, most underrated dancers to ever be on the show. They kept giving him really bad partners, and it made me really sad because I always wanted to see Kyo go further and further. Of course, I also miss Lindsay Arnold, but I'm glad she's giving Riley her time to shine on the show. I'm so especially glad to be seeing Haley Bills in the troupe. Something that I remember seeing from Jenna like many years ago. I'm assuming this interview happened around the time of Dancing with the Stars Junior, but Jenna was just describing how hardworking and talented and passionate about dance Haley Bills is, and she was saying this about Haley when she was like literally like 10, 11, like young, okay? Jenna like could see her potential so strongly from such a young age. I've always admired her and her work ethic and her talent. You can just tell how much she loves dance and how grateful she is for every single opportunity she's had. I don't know. She's mesmerizing to watch. She's so good at dancing. I'm so excited to see Haley on tour as well. I also miss the behind the scenes stuff from when I was watching the show many years ago, like Dancing with the Stars All Access, where they would go up to the skybox and do these interviews during the show. It was kind of like the TikTok live streams that they're hosting now, but they would stay in one spot, and everybody would, like, take turns, like, going over and, like, talking to this one guy. I forgot his name off the top of my head right now, but he would host the show, Dancing with the Stars All Access, every single week, and I remember, like, sending in tweets that got read by him and the pros on the show. They also used to have, like, cameras in the skybox and, like, the dressing room area, like, near where they were filming, and it was always fun to just, like, see all the dancers, the pros, their friends and family who they had on set with them, like, just, like, hanging out. I can understand why they took that away, but, like, there were some really cute moments from those skybox cameras. I didn't really go back on it so much when I was younger. I also miss Dancing with the Stars Juniors. I'm really sad that they only did that once, because I think that would have been such a hit if they had kept going. Just the feeling of not knowing most of the celebrities before they come on to the show. I miss when I got to meet a celebrity and get to know them for the first time and have my first impression of them be because they were on Dancing with the Stars. I feel like it makes sense that that's not happening as much now because of this new targeted, like, younger demographic where they want to have more people watching the show, more people talking about it, so they get these more popular, more well-known celebrities to be on the show who are part of more, like, well-known pieces of media, like TikTok. Does that also have to do with the fact that I was probably living under a rock more when I was younger? Maybe. The last things I want to talk about today are just certain things with the judges. Yes, I miss them being a little bit meaner, but I understand like why they aren't doing that as much today is because the audience won't shut up. The audience is always booing all of the time, and it's really annoying and distracting, and I think that they just stopped giving as much constructive criticisms because of the way that the audience can react to it a lot of the time. I also understand that a lot of like the meanness that came from the judges or like harshness came from Len, who is no longer with us, but it's not something that could easily be recreated, his demeanor. He was just so special. And I miss Tom and Aaron. If you're gonna have somebody host the show, like Tom Bergeron, for 29 seasons, and then suddenly let him go, those are very, very big shoes to fill. As I said in my last Dancing with the Stars video, and Tyra Banks really did not fill them at all. I think Julianne and Alfonso are doing a fantastic job. The last thing is I really miss when the judges would vote on who gets eliminated based on the bottom two. I don't know why they stopped doing that. They started it after Bobby Bones won season 27. So season 28 was the first time that they did it. And then I don't remember when they stopped, but it was like around season 32 maybe. I think it was season 32. I think it was Len's last season was maybe the last time that they did it. I'm assuming that they got rid of this because Len was not going to be there to be the head judge and break any ties in that regard. I don't even know if there is a head judge now, but maybe they could even like switch up the order of who gives their vote when every week, so that like one week it's Derek is the deciding vote if that's what it comes to. One week it's Carrie Ann, the next week it's Bruno, etc. I think there are ways to do it because the voting has skyrocketed as well with the show's popularity, so I think that also takes away a little bit from it being a dance competition, you know? But that is all I can think of to say today. Hi guys, it's editing me. I forgot to talk about the All-Star season. Season 15 was an All-Star season where they brought back celebrities who had competed on seasons 1 through 14, and that was so much fun. And with how many amazing seasons they have done since then, an all-star season would be so jam-packed and so good. Please, ABC, do it again. Okay, now that's it. Dancing with the Stars is amazing now. It was even more amazing back then, if you ask me, but I think it also just is that nostalgia factor. And I think that Dancing with the Stars has been doing a really great job of bringing back a lot of those old features in new ways today, but there's definitely more that they can do with that. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe so you don't miss any of my future videos. Again, I upload on the 8th, the 18th, and the 28th of every month. When you're watching this video, I'm gonna be at TwitchCon, which has nothing to do with anything, but I'm just really excited that I'm gonna be at TwitchCon. My next video is probably going to be a TwitchCon vlog. With that said, be sure to check out my other socials. I stream on Twitch 3 to 5 days a week doing gaming content over there. I also streamed episodes of Dancing with the Stars every single Tuesday on my Twitch channel so that we can all watch together. I hope you can do something nice for yourself and do something nice for somebody else. I hope you all have a great rest of your weekend, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!